All right. This will be my review of the Tulsa King, Episode 1 Go West, Old Man. If you haven't seen it, stop. Go watch it. Then come back and tell me what you think. So we'll get started. Where did it all start? The man, Tyler Sheridan, famous for movies like Hell and High Water and TV shows like Mayor of Kingstown, Yellowstone, 1883, and 1923. So, one thing that I've seen after watching this, and after watching several reviews, notice that people missed the big picture. This is a total ripoff. We've seen this before. We've seen this in Lilyhammer with Steve Van Zandt from The Sopranos. This is a mob figure who decides to go somewhere on his own with the help of the federal government to take over another town. That was Lilyhammer. What's this? This is a mob figure who gets banished from New York to another town to take it over. Basically the same thing. You had the Flamingo Club in Lilyhammer. You had this new bar for Bones Cowboy Bar run by the character played by Garrett Hudland, who most likely he's going to become a partner in or take it over. It's not foreseen right now, but we'll see. So, start from the beginning. This guy gets out of jail, played by Sylvester Stallone, and what happens? He is immediately taken to the boss's house. Well, explain to me, if you're going from Pennsylvania to Long Island, why are you driving through downtown Manhattan? It makes Sylvester Stallone's character, by the name of Dwight, who later in the episode we find out was named after the best general ever, Dwight Eisenhower, makes him believe that he's going somewhere in Manhattan, but then finds out, no, that's not going to happen. You're going to Long Island. Of course, they won't tell him where he's going till he gets there and finds out it's the boss's house. He's a little put off by this, but so what? Maybe they're having a party for him. He expects to get out. He's done his time. He took care of the boss, didn't rat on him. And what happens? They basically crap all over him by saying, hey, you're no longer wanted. We're going to banish you to Oklahoma, the middle of nowhere, to the Tulsa. They think they're giving him a gift by saying, hey, go take over this town. But no. What do? They tell him, get the hell out of here. You're not wanted anymore. He takes offense to that, and he punches the boss right in the mouth and lays him out. Rocky style. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more Rocky style come in later episodes. So, he believes he's owed something. They crap all over him. And they really believe they're handing him a gift. Why they're shitting all over him? I don't know. But, whatever. So, he leaves. He goes to Tulsa. And the first thing he notices is that he thinks it's just the middle of nowhere. He gets in a cab to go to a hotel, and he tells the guy, take me to a hotel. So this guy takes him to this dump in the middle of nowhere, a motel. Now, what I don't get is this guy is a mob boss. He used to the finer things in life. So when he gets dropped off at this motel, I'm going, you got to be kidding me. He opens the door. It's a dump, to say the least. I don't know why he didn't say, take me to the Marriott, the Hilton, the Sheraton, the best hotel in town. No, it takes him what, 2 days before he realizes maybe I shouldn't be staying here. And it's not until the next day he asks the cab driver, who later he employs as his driver, to say, hey, why'd you bring me here? Not, why didn't you take me to the best hotel? And my thing is, why did it take him a day and a half to ask him to take him to a good hotel? This is a mob boss. This is not someone who's used to sitting in a dump. So why is he sitting there? Who knows? So he gives the guy $50,000. He says, go out and buy me a car. Tells him which one to buy. Well, if someone who's willing to give me $50,000 to go out and buy a car, I'm going to buy him a car, the one he asked for. But the next day, the guy comes back in a beat up old piece of shit 1980s version Honda. Sylvester Stallone looks at him, says, where's my car that I asked you to pay for? The driver says, well, this is my mom's car, and they wouldn't sell it to me because they thought I was a drug dealer. Black guy, typical stereotypical reference. Well, he doesn't like that. He tells the driver, take me to the car dealership, where he proceeds to beat the crap out of the owner for disrespecting this guy. He tells him, you see me coming in here looking all fancy, you give me respect. You see him, you see a black guy with a lot of money, and you think he's a drug dealer. What's wrong with you? And he proceeds to beat the crap out of the manager until he gets his car and gets it fully loaded. He decides he's going to employ this taxi driver now as his driver. Okay. But the night before he goes to the car dealership, he decides he's going to go to a bar. But he doesn't know how to get there because the only car he had, he sent the guy away. He doesn't have his new Lincoln Navigator, which he told the guy to buy. So he asks the lady at the desk of the hotel, call me a taxi. Well, since they're in the middle of nowhere, they don't have any taxis. She's like, why don't you just call an Uber? Of course, after getting out of jail for 25 years, he goes, what's an Uber? She's like, use your Uber app. He's like, what's an app? He doesn't know anything. So what does he do? He asks the lady, can you use your app and call me an Uber? He has no idea what it is, other than like a car or taxi, whatever. And he gives the lady like $100 to do it, whatever. So, you think he'd, being a mob boss or a mobster, would say, hey, I want to go to a nice place. No, he goes to this piece of shit cowboy bar. Why? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. This sort of pisses me off because Italian people wouldn't be caught dead there. Why is he going there? Who knows? But not only does he go there that night, he goes back the next night. So it's a fish out of water story. And we've seen this before with Lilyhammer, Steve Van Zandt. What happened? Steve Van Zandt in Lilyhammer goes to the bar, finds out it's for sale, and buys it. So I sort of see that vibe going on, that somehow he's going to either buy the bar from the bartender who owns it, or he's going to become a partner in it somehow. So we'll see how that plays out. So, with that being said, he's being driven by a marijuana dispensary and goes, what's this? The driver has to tell him what it is, tells him it's legal, but he wants to go inside. So he goes inside. And what does he do? He decides he's gonna shake them down for money. Beats up the security guard, goes in the back, basically takes the character who's played by Martin Starr, who basically plays a bunch of douchebags, such as his role in Knocked Up, or Spider-Man. Plays a bunch of douchebags, which he plays here. So this guy comes in, threatens him, wants to see his books. He's just like, okay, I'll let you see my books. And he decides, Sylvester Stallone decides, he's going to kick up to him 20% for the foreseeable future. And he's like, why am I going to do that? Well, Martin Starr asks him that. Martin Starr is then like, there's nobody around here. You have to protect me from him. He's like, oh, the law. Well, we'll see about that. So, what happens? He's now become a partner in this marijuana dispensary. And the rest of the show goes on like that, him harassing people and things like that. So, basically, it's just another ripoff of Lilyhammer. He does run into a few girls, one who he sees at the bar he went to, this cowboy bar, who wants them to go party with him. They want to party with him because he's dressed nice, not like the cowboys that come in there. And so he's like, well, I'll party with you, but we have to go to where I want to go, which is a strip club. And he's paying people money left and right to take care of them. So what does he do? She's like, oh, let's go back to your place. But then when she finds out how old he is, it's like, oh, sorry, I gotta go. I don't have anything to do with you. But that's her loss, whatever. But as I've been saying the whole time, we'll see how it goes. This is only the first episode. Go West, old man. So, but every review I've seen so far has skipped that it's basically a ripoff of Lilyhammer. And maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't, I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see.